everybody, and thank you so much for joining Cash Life Mastery Social Juice. And today, guys, we are going to be talking about why your blog should be on Pinterest. My name is Wendy Ford of Cash Life Mastery, where we're helping online entrepreneurs into success through online marketing, education, and bootstrapping. And today, guys, Chef Katrina, my illustrious co-host, the lady who likes to blab about blogging, I'm going to steal her thunder, is going to be educating us today on her test that she's been doing about hooking up her blog with Pinterest. She has really been hard at work at this to bring us some new data about this. So I'm really excited about today. So Chef, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, how they can stalk you on social media, and then we'll get started.
Hey guys, my name is Chef Katrina. Thank you again, Wendy, for having me on here. This is going to be a really fun blab about blogging. Honestly, I'm super excited to be on here talking about Pinterest and really the power of Pinterest and how it can totally explode the traffic to your blog and get even more branding to your blog. Just really excited about this. So you guys can follow me right now at thechefkatrina.com. That's thechefkatrina.com. And also, if you just search social media, you guys can find me there by just Chef Katrina. Typically, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, definitely on Pinterest right now because I'm having way too much fun over there. Incredible opportunity on Pinterest, like ridiculously. So I'm out of the testing phase, Wendy. I have literally been proven that you can make money on Pinterest doing promoted pins. So it's staggering because I have been able to duplicate a $3,000 month back to back.
Wow, that's awesome.
So without doing anything and testing and tweaking a couple things, it's still proven that it's a profitable platform to use. So I've just been like, right, just biting at the bit to kind of share and see if I can help people produce these same results because it's easier than you think. And I was really shocked about how much fun it was to pin. And I'm not, so first off, let me make a disclaimer, Wendy. I'm a horrible graphic designer, okay?
Yeah.
It's not my forte. So being on the Pinterest platform, you're talking about like, you've got to create images that people are going to click on. Yeah, I would say I'm a better blogger than I'm an image creator, but I have learned how to pair images to the message correctly and in such a way that it gets people to the blog content that they go through that. I've got a couple of really cool things on my blog, like exit pop-outs where they can opt into things and bam, the system does the work and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Awesome. So a couple of things. I was going through some training. I've been doing a lot of training on this one and I wanted to share with you. I thought it was really interesting. Did you know that Pinterest is currently responsible for 41% of e-commerce and drives as much traffic or drives more than twice as much traffic as Facebook?
Wow. I would have never thought that.
More traffic, twice as much traffic as Facebook, and 41% of e-commerce right now. So while Facebook is all trumping about how they have the biggest ad spend, like more people are spending more money on Pinterest in advertising than any other platform, Pinterest is sitting here going 41% of people that spend money are doing it on the Pinterest platform. 41%.
And I have heard also, I've been doing my research too on Pinterest because I knew that you were into Pinterest and I'm like, well, if Chef's doing it, you know what? I'm checking this out too. And I have found that also they're saying that Pinterest ad spends are cheaper than any other platform and they're reaching more people.
Oh yeah, my reach on my ads is ridiculous. And what's even more interesting is those that are becoming leads for me, which isn't a lot. I would say probably over the last 2 months, I've generated less than 100 leads. But what's interesting is those 100 leads have produced over 6,000 in profit, right? Yeah. So there's something about the person that's on Pinterest, because what we were discovering is that the people that are going on Pinterest are planners, right? They're also future buyers. Typically, they're going on there and they're doing the research for either a party, an event, a craft, food, whatever it is, but they are planners and buyers. And so people that are going to Pinterest typically are looking for something that they're eventually going to buy. So 80% of pinners on Pinterest typically buy within 3 weeks.
Wow.
3 weeks. So if they take something of yours and they pin it, and it's a great way to drive traffic to your site, and you have an offer there. So like for me right now, I'm doing affiliate marketing. I'm about to test driving traffic to my blog coaching, which just launched or to my Pinterest coaching, which just launched yesterday. So I've actually already started getting clients coming in saying, hey, I want to be part of this. I want to learn what's going on over there, because it's just an amazing platform to play on. And it's so different yet similar to what's out there. But because of the people that go on there with the intent to buy, if you are selling a product, right, craft, business, if you have a recipe book you want to sell, if you're a network marketer, it's really geared towards more of the product sell. So you really have to be careful around how you're doing those pins. And then if you're an affiliate marketer, it really is about the product and about the content you're sending people to. So a lot of the feedback that pinners have is that, if I'm clicking on a pin, I want it to take me to the website that it's supposed to take me to. I want the information that you promised me in the image to be congruent with what I'm going to in a blog post or to the site. Like I want to land on that. So it's been really important. Roxanne, I'm sorry you're gonna miss this, but yeah, definitely watch the replay. This is some juicy stuff, juicy stuff that's coming up. So really important that there's a connection being made between what's going on in your blog and what's going on Pinterest. And I'm just, impressed. So one of the things I found is that there are over 80% of pins get repinned.
Wow.
So where typically on Facebook, it's hard to get somebody to like something.
Yeah.
Right? I have been running my ad on Pinterest for a little less than 3 weeks right now because I made a transition. I was running traffic so I was doing for an EMP blog. I was doing a test for EMP, right? So my first month, I was driving traffic straight to the Elite Marketing Pro blog. So I was using my affiliate link over there. I was driving traffic, which was great. I was getting leads, but I wasn't quite getting the conversions. So what I wanted to test is if I brought that same blog post over and I made it as a guest on my blog, where I had the ability to do a little more personalization in the follow-up, and I had the ability to do like pop-up exits where I can grab their attention to come back in, what would happen? And my conversion rate actually went up because I had the ability to have more control over my blog. So it was same content, same image. What this tells me is that it doesn't matter whether you're sending it to the EMP blog, Elite Marketing Pro blog, or you're having that content on your site. I still profited around $2,000 to $3,000, about $3,000 each month.
Wow.
Right. So I was like, okay, so it's really where the content is going. It's making sure the image to blog match is correct. And that has been the process of learning how to use your blog. So, I said conversions actually went up, and they did. I got a lot more interaction with people on my pin. So it really became more about what can I do to increase my ad spend. So I spent, just to be totally honest, I spent about $400, and that included doing an engagement ad and traffic ad. Okay. So I spent $400 my first month, and I profited around about $2,000, and then I had a residual income of about $2,000. Right.
Yeah.
So that was about the same. So I was still doing really good for that one. This month, my ad spend has actually been a little less. It's only going to be about $300, and I've still cleared $3,000, and I'm not even done with this month yet.
Yeah, we still got a few days to go. Wow.
So there's something, there is profit to pinning, but it really does make sure that your Pinterest board, because you have to have a business pin board, right? So you have to have Pinterest for business, because you have to check your analytics. You're going to want to know what your audience is. A couple of things about Pinterest. I
was going to tell everybody, if they already have a Pinterest account, it's very easy just to turn that into a business account. It's pretty much a click of a button.
Yep. You can absolutely change it into one or the other. And what I discovered, honestly, is that you can have a business account, but it does benefit you not to have only business on there. Like I definitely have stuff about I'm a Star Wars fan. So I love anything crazy that's on Pinterest that's got like Star Wars attached to it. So it allows me to have a diverse pinning platform to play on where I can still drive ads because of the business, but it also looks like I'm enjoying and playing on the Pinterest platform because I'm engaging in other pins. I'm creating conversations. You can message pinners. You can create group boards, right? Which is a great exposure agent that we're going to go into inside my Pinterest coaching program. We're going to be talking about, you know, how do you create the correct images? How do you target your market? There's just and the platform is just evolving. So what's really interesting about Pinterest right now is that there's a lot of changes being made. Some good, some bad, and that's fine. And it's the evolution of just learning how to make that a better marketing platform and yet still make it beneficial to the end user. So that's been a really cool learning experience through this whole thing. Wendy, do you have questions, or does anybody have questions about what Pinterest is or how to use it? Because I don't want to make sure that, I mean, I'm excited. Like I am like.
You know, I have a Pinterest account.
Mm-hmm.
And I've pinned some business stuff, you know, but I'm not an avid user of Pinterest because I have been focusing on other platforms because my coach told me that I needed to get over the squirrel syndrome and doing too many things. I wonder who that was. And so I have been focusing basically on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Those have been my three top ones. But I am all of a sudden hearing so much about Pinterest for business, and I don't think that a lot of online marketers are really over there now. So would you say that now is a good time for us online and affiliate marketing type people to be over on that platform to start? Is it one of those, you know, if you're an early adapter, is it going to help you?
If you're an early adapter, it could help you. What I've discovered, though, is that you really have to be a savvy internet marketer. If you're a newbie getting onto this platform, there's a really good chance that you're going to be banned from ads and everything else because you really have to be, you have to look at the end user, right? What is it that they're clicking on and going to? So you absolutely cannot send them to a hard wall, which is just a straight capture page with nothing else on it. Like that is completely not allowed. You have to make sure that there's content around that. You have to make sure that it's all relevant. You have to make sure you're targeting correctly. So there's a little bit more, I would say it's a more intermediate intermediate style of marketing because Pinterest will basically shut you down. And I know this for a fact because I ran a pin and my account was shut down. They actually closed my account and I actually had to go and get it reviewed. And I'm like, why did you close down my account? Like, there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oops, my bad. Like, we totally did not mean to like throw your account down. And I think what my saving grace was that it wasn't geared towards just marketing in general. It had such a diverse platform that I played on that it kept me from being singled out as like a spammy marketer. And I know a lot of people get on here and they're like, I'm just going to build a business on here. So everything is about marketing, pushing product, pushing service. Guys, nobody wants to see that. And especially if they're going to your board, you're not going to be somebody that people want to follow if you're just so, you know, pushing. Like they want to know there's a little bit, you know, what I love about Pinterest really is it's pin interests, Pinterest. So it's the interest of an individual. So it's a more rounded marketing that you're going after. So
right now, all of my pins are marketing, but it's marketing education. There's nothing salesy on it at all. I basically just started building up educational articles for each subject. No sales whatsoever. So is that more of what you're saying we should be doing is, you know, making sure that we're educating people versus, you know, having a good, is it still the 80-20 rule like we would be on Facebook as far as like selling versus educating?
Yep. So, I mean, my best converting pins are ones that go to content on my blog that actually explain and teach and train, right?
Right.
But it also gives them an opportunity when they get to my blog to take actions on either learning more about how to build their business, joining, you know, my coaching program, whatever that looks like for them. And then they get to take the action. but it's much more engaged for sure. I know a lot of like clothing companies that do really well on there, but clothing companies are a little different because they're going after the fashion. But when you click on their pin, you want to go and see those pair of boots or that jacket or whatever. So that is more of a congruent ad to be running, right? Because it takes you to where you want to go. So there is some message. And I see there's a question down here. Like, how many boards max should someone have, you say? Ideally, the max number of board, there's not a max number. Let's look more at the minimum number. The minimum number of boards you want to have is like 6. But ideally, 12 is about average. You want about a dozen different boards to play with, right? Yeah. So I have a when people want to know not just that you market, but what else are you interested in? Because that's what brings people back to you. Because then you're fascinating to them, right? I like Star Wars. There's some great Star Wars. I like bacon. There's some great bacon recipes, crazy stuff out on Pinterest, right? So I make sure I have boards that are like that, just because I want people to know that I'm not just strictly education and training. So that's an element of who I am, right? And I think that's what makes Pinterest so different, is that it's not about one strict element of your life. It's about who you are as a person, and people want to know what you find interesting. And so when they see you as a person that's interesting, that has other interests, they're more likely to want to join your company, be part of your team, buy into your programs, because it's not so straightforward with them. It's a little more well-rounded of who you are. But that's a great question.
Yeah. And one thing that I found out when I was doing my research is, I even thought this before I started researching it, but I really thought that Pinterest was more a platform for women because everybody looks at it as a shopping platform. But it's really more men are actually getting out there and getting on Pinterest now.
Yeah, it's
going to have different markets. So you need to think about that when you're creating your categories and doing your pins and stuff too, because you want to appeal to women and to men.
So this is true, though typically it's still more women-based. And the reason for that is that women are the shoppers.
Oh, yeah.
Women have the pocketbook, right? If there's something going on, it's the woman that's typically going to buy it, right? So with that being said, it doesn't surprise me that it's more women on there, though I am seeing in the past 3 to 5 months, I've absolutely seen an increase in the guys that are on there. But, and it's really about getting the guys on there and having them start pinning what they like, what's going on. So it's really an interesting platform, and it's so different from Facebook, Twitter, and everything else because it's almost archaic in how you search it, because you got to search Pinterest like you would search Google. Like, tell me what the top trending fashion is. Well, no, if you have more than 12, that's fine.
Downsize. I know people that have got 40 categories.
Yeah, I wouldn't say downsize, but if you're going to turn that into a business account, right, you don't want to bombard people with too many distractions on your business Pinterest account. Now, you can set up a separate Pinterest business account. So you can actually have a personal and a business.
Yeah. You
can do that. You can separate the two. So if you want to, you can go ahead and create a whole new business Pinterest account, and you can narrow down what avenues you want to be into and really stay within that 12, possibly even 16 range. Like, you just want to have stuff that's on there that people know what you're going on. Yeah, beauty, fashion, lifestyle, but you have different pieces of that. Yeah, and more focus on the content of things in my blog, which is perfect. Because ideally with your business blog, here's another cool thing about Pinterest is that when you create your business Pinterest account, you're going to link it to your blog, right? You're going to verify that that's the business side of your business, right, through your blog. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to have rich pins, which we talk about inside of my coaching course, which means that you actually get extra content. You get, it's almost like validating that you're actually in business. So you're not just on there and fluffy, right? It tracks for you conversions. So like if you have people that are, buying something, they're becoming a lead, they're going through the checkout process, like you can track so many more buying elements through Pinterest than you can on any other platform. And that to me, Wendy, is like ridiculously cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fascinated by Pinterest now because, you know, like I said, you and I behind the scenes have been talking about this. I knew that this particular talk was coming up. And when you told me yesterday that you didn't have any internet, I was just like, oh, man, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So I'm so glad you were able to get on today because I really am interested in the platform. I know very little about it. I have, like I said, I've got the account. I've got some things set up, but I really, it's just not somewhere I've played yet. So I'm really happy to hear that things have been successful with you and getting that started for your business. And I'm excited for all of us to get excited and get on there too.
Yeah, well, my next goal, since I've been able to do around 6,000 in commissions and sales, right, for this,
yeah,
my next goal is see if I can double that.
Yeah,
like I want to see if I can get to like yeah, like I was like, okay, if I can do 6, like next month, can I push to do like a $5,000 month? And is it possible to do about a $10,000 month in sales? I know it is. Because I've seen businesses do it. And what I love about Pinterest is that it is a referral site. So when people take your pins and repin it, they're basically telling their friends and people that are following them that this is valuable content and they should take a look. So another cool thing about Pinterest that I can't find on any other platform is that when you start advertising on Pinterest, you actually start doing what they call earned pins. So you're not paying for pins. They call it the flow down. I think I can't remember the exact name, but it's in the flow, right? So if you are paying for a pin, somebody pins it, you get charged for that one. But if one of their friends takes that and repins it to their board, that's what they call an earned pin. I don't get charged for that, but because it went down the flow or down the river for that one, I still get credit as that. So you have a possibility of like earned credit. So like this is money you didn't spend.
Yeah.
Right. But your friends pinned it for you. Where on Facebook, right, you have to pay to get exposure to your following, your fans, and then their friends. On Pinterest, it's an automatic default because everyone is so excited about pinning. If they find it valuable enough, they'll repin it for you. So my first pin going to Elite Marketing Pro, we did 1.4 thousand pins to the EMP blog. 1.4 thousand people pinned that EMP blog post. So I've transitioned it to mine, and right now I have 150 people in the last 28 days that have repinned that pin.
And that's really good. That's really good.
Yeah. So there's an exposure element with Pinterest that you don't typically get. And because the image stays on a board, it stays out there longer. Pinterest is actually searched by Google. So you can actually, your Pinterest account can show up in the Google search for boards and your Pinterest account.
Wow. That's good.
So there is some SEO, some descriptions on there. Like for me, being a blogger, the transition from blogging to Pinterest almost mimics itself, right? Because Wendy, we know as a blogging, right? You want to make sure that your keyword is in your title, hence your title board for Pinterest. I'm giving you guys some good little secrets. It's also the description of the pin, right? Keyword based on that one. Same thing on your blog. You're going to have content with your keywords in there. It's going to be in the SEO section of it. So there's so much similarity between Pinterest and blogging that it just felt so natural to play on that platform. And it really felt really just, this was the best place to be. So like I said,
I want to ask you something. What about video? Are people doing pages where they just have video training on Pinterest? Or is it just straight going back to the blogs that are written? Or can you still take them back to blogs with videos, that kind of thing?
Yeah. You can take them. Make sure, if you have a blog post, make sure you have an image first and foremost, because it's the image that Pinterest pulls. So especially with all the different polls or all the different like plugins that are available, typically it's going to pull the image first, but it does pull video.
So if you had a video instead of an image, it would still work.
It would still pull it. But here's the thing. For running an ad to a video doesn't seem to convert as well. I haven't tested this yet. This is something that we're going to be working on with my coaching clients as part of our testing phases. But right now, because it's image based, right?
Yeah.
So you can have image is really what you're focused on, not necessarily the video, but you can pin YouTube videos to Pinterest. You can pin Vimeo, like you can pin videos and images to Pinterest. But it's, you know, that is, and YouTube, you go on YouTube right now and there is an ability to pin to Pinterest via your YouTube channel.
Yeah, because I was wondering how that would work as far as like, because I love video, you know, I'm all in graphic design and doing my videos and stuff. So
I pin my podcast over there. I pin my videos over there. I pin everything. So what that allows really is that it just allows people to have the multiple channels in which to find you. So it's either take you to the content, they can be on Pinterest, they can listen to audio from you, they can watch videos from you, and it all takes place on the Pinterest platform.
Would that help you build up some juice over on YouTube too?
It's backlinking.
Yeah.
It's backlinking to another popular site.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking it would be like between your blog, the video that would go back to YouTube and Pinterest. That's like, you know, that's juice for your website, Pinterest, and YouTube all in one pin, right?
Yep.
Wow.
So another thing is part of the training I went through, and I'm starting to see this myself, so I haven't got the number, so I'm actually going to use theirs, but it says the average order on Pinterest is about $180.
Wow.
Okay. The average order on Pinterest is about $80. And the average order on Twitter is about $68. So what this tells me is that if you have a higher end product, typically the people that are using Pinterest are more likely to buy at a higher end or spend more money than they are on any other platform. My nose is itching.
Somebody talking about you, girl. They're saying,
that was ears getting
blab dropping bombs. You better get over there.
Yeah, right? So there's a lot of really cool stuff about Pinterest that I'm loving. I like the collaboration boards. I love the private boards. I love just the ability to really network on Pinterest and have, I mean, you can comment on pins, which is like the other things, like have engagement on your pins and message pinners, find out what's going on, invite them to boards. So, I mean, there's so many really beneficial elements of Pinterest, and they just keep getting better and better because they're really developing this platform along the way. So this is kind of like back in the day, 5 years ago when Pinterest first started their advertising, and it was like the perfect time to get in because you were kind of learning what was going on during this process. So you were making money and you could make a little more mistakes, and they're a little more forgiving because they're trying to figure out what they're going to allow and not allow also. Yeah.
So like making comments on pins and stuff like that, does that help you get seen like it does on Facebook?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Because when the pin gets repinned or people see it, they're actually seeing all the comments too. So it kind of follows you through the process. So there's some really huge benefits to being on Pinterest. And like I said, the pin on there, unlike Facebook, is that you're on a board, right? So I can go onto any one of my boards and I will see those pins on there and I can reference them at any time. I can go back and say, I'm ready to buy this. I'm ready to take a look at this. I'm ready to read this blog post. So it's almost like bookmarking or really pinning something that interests me. And because it interests me, I'm more willing to go back and actually look at it, as opposed to Facebook or Pinterest or Instagram where I'm just kind of scrolling through stuff. Yeah. I have a really big intent when I go to Pinterest is that I'm looking for something or I'm trying to get planning for something. I mean, you're talking birthday parties, weddings, major events in people's life, people that are retiring, people that are moving houses. They're going on Pinterest looking for ideas, support, solutions. So if you can get your pin in front of them and in front of the audience that's looking for them, like you do with your blog posts, right? Because you're going to SEO it. You're going to make sure it's targeting the right interest. It's crazy. But I will tell you something even more interesting. Oh, wait, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited.
I got another question. When you're talking about, you know, the pinning and everything, how are you getting followers? Like, I know with Twitter and Facebook, you have like limits of how many people you can follow a day, that kind of thing. Is that kind of stuff going on over there?
Haven't seen a lot of that, but I don't aggressively follow in terms of just following people. I'm really follow for intent, because again, Pinterest is a platform with purpose, right?
So
it's more about
approaching a topic, and if you happen to find people within that topic, then you're following them that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I'm going through their pins and I'm making sure they're relevant to what I want to see up on my newsfeed, because when I start following people, there's pins are going to show up on my newsfeed. So first and foremost, I want to make sure that I'm not just willy-nilly following anybody. I want to have a purpose with what comes up on my feed. And, you know, with Facebook and Pinterest, it's all about the followers. But like I said, I have, I think, 1,000 followers that are following me currently, which is great. But ideally, my leads that I've gotten over the past 2 months or less than 60 days has been only about 100, but that 100 has produced, a 6K commission.
Yeah. So basically, you're better off to pin a pin and let them kind of virally come to you through your content. Is that what you're saying?
For some organic, but it does benefit you to have an engagement pin running. So like a like a promoted page campaign that you would have on Facebook.
Okay.
Right? You're going to have an engagement campaign running and on Pinterest. So that it does allow people to start following. So because people can pick and choose, right? Yeah. They can choose to follow certain boards, or they can choose to follow you as a person.
Right.
Right. So what I love about that is that people then get to choose what they want to follow. So if I'm actively pinning on a board, that will always show up in their news feed. Right. If they're following me as a business, then anything I pin on there is going to actively show up in their news feed. Right. So what I like about Pinterest, and which is like getting it down to like 12 or 16 topics, is that I'm not bombarding people over the head with a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, because I do it. I know as a pinner, I go through and I'm looking at specific boards that I want to follow. I don't necessarily want to follow them for everything because it doesn't interest me. Like, I don't want to know how to build a snowboard, right? I don't want to know what kids' clothing styles are in place. And it's only because it's not relevant to me right now.
Right.
Right. So I don't want to see that on my feed because it doesn't benefit me. But I may follow 1 or 2 boards on yours, Wendy, because it's something of interest, and those are things I want to see, and I want to see how we can connect.
Okay. All
Make
right.
sense?
Yeah, because it's hard to, you got to get those algorithms of how these sites work, because you want to prevent yourself from getting shut down. And a lot of these things, if you get on these sites and you don't know what you're doing, you can get popped quick.
Again, it's why I launched the Pinterest coaching, is because I want to show you guys how to use Pinterest, but I also want to support you in the implementation of this. So like, I don't want you to just, there's so many people that just let you buy courses. And this is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. It's why I do my blogging courses, why I do Pinterest coaching, is because I don't want you guys just to buy a product and have nobody to go and ask questions to about what's going on, right? No one to review your pins, no one to review your blog posts, to make sure that you're on the right track and really give you, it's like a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Here's the content, but let me show you how to implement it. Let's make sure that you can apply it to the real world. So with the coaching program that I just put together yesterday and launched, is that basically I want to work with people that are wanting to learn to pin, and that we can go and work through, how do you correctly SEO your categories, your descriptions? How do you put the right pins on there? Where do you want to go and start curating content from around the web? There's a lot of different elements to the Pinterest world that I find fascinating, and I'm ready to teach that to people because I want them to duplicate or do better than me.
Right.
Like, I really want them to see how they can take this and build their business and get more people. And what's funny, Wendy, is I actually think, because this is the only place I really run paid traffic, because of my networking company is mentioned in there, I'm actually getting people that are hitting my website for my company. And I'm getting people asking me, like, would this be good for me? How do I get involved in this? How can I get my hands on this product? So even though I'm not promoting that, it's just sitting there as a board with some pins about the products on there, but it leads them to that product within my my MLM's affiliate website, right?
Yeah.
I'm still, because what happens on Pinterest, guys and gals, is that when you start promoting pins, it starts elevating everything else in your Pinterest boards. It gives you more exposure, more eyeballs, because people are seeing you and they're wanting to know what you do. So they're going to start scrolling through and checking out your boards.
Yeah. So even though you're not promoting your MLM or a network marketing company, just because they came to visit you, then they're seeing that, and that, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So there's like this whole like crazy world of this.
Well, I'm very excited that we had this talk today, because I know I've been waiting with bated breath to see how things panned out over there for you. So I'm excited, and I guess that will be my next move. So we'll see how things go in the next few months.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm excited. If you guys are looking for it, guys, I'll put in my link for this one for the coaching. Yeah, you have to qualify right now, because I actually want to work with a select group, because I really want to make sure that I'm of value to the bloggers. Like I don't want just I don't want it willy-nilly, but I'm working with a whole variety. So I'm working with the beginner, I'm working with the intermediate, and I'm working with the advanced blogger, because I really want to see what's possible for you. So I just need you guys to fill out the survey, get some feedback so that I can do this. But we are limiting this initial coaching, guys, to like 10 people, because I really want to make sure I spend the time together with you and really focus on what it is you want with your business and have everybody kind of collaborating together. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
You're going to be busy.
Well, that's fine. I don't mind being busy. I'm going to put this in here. That's the link.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
So if you guys are interested in partaking in some coaching, getting some handheld support as you learn how to use the business of Pinterest to profitably build your business, I would love to have you guys check it out and get your feedback on the survey. Let's see if we can get you guys going. I believe the course is going to kick off in about a week. So that's why I'm kind of sending this out early. I'm just trying to get everybody together, and then I'm going to follow up and let everybody know who made it in, who didn't. And those that didn't make it in, if that does happen, we'll be in line for the next course that opens up, and to make sure that we get everybody going through.
Awesome. That is wonderful. Yeah. So thank you so much, Chef. I really, really appreciate you giving us all these nugget bombs for Pinterest today. It's been great. And so tell everybody one more time where they can reach you on social media.
Yeah, guys, you just follow me on social media. Pinterest, you can find me at pinterest.com/Chef Katrina. I'm on there. You guys can absolutely follow me there. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Again, if you guys click on the little icon above, it says Chef Katrina. That is my Twitter ID. You guys are more than welcome to follow me there also. And just, hang out, come over and visit me on my blog. It's thechefkatrina.com. So it's just the base of what I just put down below. And I love to connect with you guys and really show you the world of pinning and how profitable it is, especially when you're a blogger, because it's just crazy. Like I'm just loving this. So thanks. Thank you, Wendy, for having me. This has been a lot of fun.
And guys, thank you for joining. You've joined Cash Life Mastery Social Juice. And guys, if you want to connect with me, I am Cash Life Mastery all over all kinds of social media, just about everything except for Instagram. I'm Cash Life Mastery 1 because somebody stole my name. Anyway, guys, we are actually starting to run a special on our digital marketing videos. So if that is something that you are interested in to promote your business, or maybe possibly have something created for you to attract yourself to any type of social media, like maybe Pinterest. Now that we know that marketing videos over there work. So guys, connect with me. Facebook is the best way to connect with me right now. My website is being redone and is a hot mess. So guys, next week, join us 1:30 on Thursday, Eastern time, for a blab about blogging with Cash Life Mastery Social Juice. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.